Floating flowers add a whole new dimension to party or special event design. We'll show you ways to keep your flowers' heads above water. Today, we'll explore innovative new products and ideas that will have you sailing the 7 seas of success for your next special event. Everyone is fascinated by floating flowers, but also flowers that fall below the waterline or get all soggy and waterlogged are not cool. This week, we'll explore some of the items that are specifically designed for use in water. Acolyte has come up with several products. This one is the new Acolyte Lantern. It's made specifically for floating in water. It has a submersible acolyte in the center, and on the bottom there's a small hook. The hook is designed to allow you to slide a wire through that and attach this to a weight. So if you're using them in a swimming pool or in somewhere that has a circulatory system, they all won't go over to one area. You can specifically design where you want them to stay. The Lily Light is another incredible product from Acolyte. It also has an on-off switch and has a little bit of foam on the back so that it can float in the water too. These come in several different colors and also in the special RGB changeable light from Acolyte. Both of those are incredibly inspiring, and at the same time, we want to customize things and make them unique. So we'll talk a little bit about the designer dots. These new products available from Floracraft actually float. It's a hard, recycled form of extruded styrofoam. It's been dyed, and because it's thick and extruded, it will float. We'll use these as a basis for our floating flower projects. Acolyte also creates submersible lights. We can use these under the water inside our arrangement. I can cover them up with a few of the decorative stones from W.J. Cowie. I love the designer stones from W.J. Cowie because they're color fast. I can use them underwater and the color won't run. Combined with a submersible acolyte, that's a great basis for our first fun floating flower centerpiece. We can use the designer dots by taking a chopstick and piercing it through the center of the designer dot. Working that back and forth allows us to create a bigger hole. You can do it on both sides to make sure that we get a good impression. I've done that with a blue one. So now we have a basis to float in our floating centerpiece. Now I can add a flower. By taking a pom-pom and inserting it directly through the hole, it will still be able to take up water as it floats for the evening. Let's dress that up a little bit with a beautiful Euphorbia rose. This one's called Delilah. I love the way that it opens. And it's a beautiful accent. So we can have several different impressions by using different flowers. Let's create something different with another product from Acolyte. This is called the LED Candle Votive Holder. It has a port on the back which will accept a Cowie color stick. In this case, I took it and pushed it directly down into my designer dot. I used a bit of hot glue to hold it in place. So we've got one secure. Then I can take my Acolyte votive and place it into the holder, which would give me the opportunity of having a floating votive candle that I won't have to worry about. No wind will blow it out. No water will put it out. It'll simply float and flicker all night long. We can also dress up the designer dots by adding accents to the side. In this case, I'm using some of the Loamy gems and inserting them directly into the foam. I simply take the pin and push it into the side. I want to be cautious, making sure that it doesn't come out either side and the point stays concealed inside. It's a great way for me to create a decoration around the outside. I can also use the decorative pins from Loamy. They give a completely different look. The great part about using that is they still float. And they're decorative at the same time. The other thing I can do is glue the submersible acolytes directly to a designer dot. I've got two options for using those. I can float it right side up, or I can float it upside down, allowing that reflective quality to be under the water. Let's take a look at a couple of these used side by side using some of our aluminum decorative wire. I've cut 3 separate lengths of the wire and stylized a little arch. Again, because it's easy to insert wire products into the designer dots, I can use it as my design mechanic. Now these two pieces can float in the water, and we can also add a floral accessory to that. A Gerber Daisy will be great on one side. We'll just take our chopstick and create a hole for that Gerber Daisy. It's a great floral accent that has a decorative wire arch and lights underneath. Let's take a look at a couple other options. I took my chopstick and made a hole in this disc. I made 5 in this one. We could use one singular pom-pom in the single hole, or we could use 5 little button pom-poms in the one with multiple holes. We're always making sure that we're inserting those far enough so that the stem sticks through the other side. That way, our flowers still have water. We can ramp up the fun on this one by adding a butterfly as an accent. I use a little bit of hot glue on the end of my wire. And insert it directly into the foam. This is a really fun way to accentuate the flower and have the butterfly dancing above our floating fun flower project. This week, we learned how to create unexpected memories with our floating flower project. We can use our imagination to create romantic displays. It's amazing how simple something this seemingly complex can be with the secrets you learn here at JTV. Until next week, keep having fun with flowers. Aloha!